Good morning, guys. Hey, check it out. We got a 5.0 Mustang here. They've been hard to get. This is actually a 2020 model. It's a used one, but they haven't really changed anything to 21. 5-liter Mustang. This is the GT model. So the chips have been stupid hard to get. I mean, as you know. So we're gonna do a ride and drive on this one. And
check it out. It is a 5.0 Mustang. It's got the black wheels on it. It is smoking good looking. I mean, look at the roof on it. It's super cool. Got the black windows all blacked out. This one's an automatic model, so we're gonna get in it and do a ride and drive. Sounds good. I love these things. There's nothing more American than Mustangs. So check it out. I'm gonna get in it real quick and do a ride and drive. Got so excited I forgot what we were doing. This one's not the premium model, but it's got some really cool features to it. So let me show you on the Mustang. The start button's down here, which is kind of strange, but this one's got 9,800 miles on it. It's got the sync system. You've got different modes down here. So see the drive modes? I got sport, track, drag strip, snow, and wet. Now, it's wet outside. You can see it's been raining this morning, so I am not gonna goose this thing because that would just be asking for trouble. So let's take it for a ride and drive. Let me get my seatbelt on here. Safety first. Man, this is just a cool car. I love the color on this thing. So see the steering feel too? You can change that. So it depends on how you're driving. You got steering feel, you got mode, you got traction. So you turn the traction control off, and then you got your hazards as well. And then the rest of the stuff's pretty basic stuff. You got, your air conditioning controls, you got dual climate control. You can change it, pops up on the screen. And then you've got your normal Sync 3 system here. So not a whole lot to the interior, but it's a sports car, so I wouldn't expect a whole lot. You do have paddle shifters on the back here, which is really cool. This controls the screen in the middle. So we got some good distance till empty, which is awesome because usually I have to fill these things up. They're all usually empty, so this is 123 miles. On, off, this is your cruise control here. Got automatic headlights. So this thing's just a nice car. And then it's got the Mustang badge on the dashboard. But we're gonna take it for a little spin real quick. It is, like I said, it is raining, so I'm not gonna get crazy, but we are gonna drive it. Sounds good taking off. I love the way these sound. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drive through town a little bit, and I'm gonna turn the camera back on when we're close to the highway because it gets a little crazy. There's a lot of construction around, so let me do that and I'll get right back with you. So I did go around a few corners getting ready here, and I did change it from comfort feel to sport feel. So if you do comfort feel on the steering, I've got it in sport feel right now. I like the way that feels. The comfort feel is a little bit looser. It's not as tight. It just feels a little bit easier to turn. And then the normal feel is kind of an in-between, but the sport feel I really like. The steering is a little bit heavier, but you can really feel it on the road a little bit more. Now, and I barely tapped it, like going around the corner, barely got on the gas. And the back end kicked loose a little bit. Not bad, but I mean, it is a performance car. It's got performance tires on it, so it's not made to run in the wet. But you know what? We got wet mode here, so let's try that out. But it's definitely drivable. I mean, I've got it on wet conditions. It does slip around a little bit in normal mode. We're gonna try it in snow mode. I mean, as long as you're just barely on it, it goes just fine anyway. I mean, this car is, it's really hard not to speed in, to be honest with you. It just takes off. The 5.0's got a bunch of horsepower. I think it's like 460 or something like that. So this thing's tuned up. Just a sweet car. But it is, like, if you're gonna use it as an everyday driver, this would work. I mean, you just gotta be a little easier on it. That was cool. So we're gonna take it down the highway real quick. I'm not gonna floor it because it's wet. And it is a performance car with rear wheel drive on wet conditions, so. But it sounds really good going down the road. I mean, obviously you got a lot more road noise because it's a sports car. But as far as the engine noise, it sounds awesome. And then once again, what I normally do is I cut it off here because I got to go through this construction and it's heavy. So let me do that and I'll get back with you. All right, so we're getting off the highway. You know what's crazy is the amount of pull that this thing has in slippery mode. This is slippery snow mode that it's in. You can see on the dashboard. Slippery snow mode down there in the right corner. This is a fun car. I'm telling you, this is one of them cars that just puts a big smile on your face. Long story short, I'm really impressed with the Mustang. I really like it. I think it sounds awesome. It's definitely a piece of American history for sure. One of the longest sports cars in production, if not the longest, continuously, of course. And look at the back seat. I would do car seats in here, but you're not going to fit them in there. Yeah, if you got kids, yeah, you ain't fitting anything back there. The other thing with this car is if I lived in a snowy environment, I would not recommend this car. I did put it in slippery mode. That's what I'm driving it in now. It does tone down the throttle a little bit and lets it take off a little bit less jerky, a little bit smoother. It's still in that mode right now, but I'm barely touching the gas on this thing. I mean, it's wet out, so I have not floored it or anything like that. It's got plenty of power though, I'll tell you that. And even in the snow mode, on the wet surface, it's wet out here in Oklahoma today. It's raining a little bit. Even with the wet surface and in snow mode, just barely touching the gas, it's broke loose a couple times. So it's a daily drive. You could do it as a daily driver in a rainy environment. You have to be really easy on it when you take off, but it is like that. I mean, it's crazy. Like, just hit it and it's like, it's going. So this is a great car. This is an awesome car. I'd love to have one of these when my kids graduate. Maybe I've got 3 little ones under 6, so it's gonna be a while, and who knows what the Mustang will be like then. But this is just a really neat car, and it sounds awesome. I love the way it sounds when you step on the gas. Ford 5.0s just sound really, really good. I mean, and the pull on it is crazy. Even in wet mode, it is pulling very hard. So I can't even imagine being in sport mode right now, if this thing would even be something I'd want to drive on the wet road if it was like that all the time. But we did put it in wet mode, and it's still performing extremely well. So check this car out if you guys are thinking about a Mustang. This is a neat car. It's got a lot of power, and I would recommend it to anybody. Thanks for watching, by the way. Like and subscribe to my channel. I mainly do Fords, but I can do something else if you guys have something in mind where you want me to do a review. I can do a ride and drive. Just like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for watching Huffy Sells Cars. Everyone loves Huffy. Love you guys.